Hey guys, this is Zero Budget Geek and I'm at DexCon 2015 and right now I'm with Ian of Yodio Games and we're talking about Convert. That I keep mispronouncing it and you keep correcting it, but it's Convert.
Yes.
Right? I keep saying Convert, but it's Convert.
It's actually funny because you will become a convert to Convert once you're done playing this.
I hope so. So, tell me about this game. What is it about?
Obviously it's a three-dimensional wooden abstract game. Some people have compared it to like Tetris meets Connect 4 meets Othello, all just sort of smashed into the same game.
Okay.
So we've got the varying different pieces, different shapes and sizes. And
well, I gotta say it's looking really cool so far. And let's give everybody a quick shot of the box cover there. I mean, looks really cool. So let's switch to overhead view so we can get a closer look at this game and you can tell us how it plays.
Definitely. All right, in Convert, you're basically trying to create a row of 4 squares. One of the easiest pieces to show what that looks like would be this one. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 white squares in a row would equal 1 row, 4 white, or 1 point. Now,
okay, so you're playing for points.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're trying to score rows as you go. There will be a second tier of scoring once you're done playing all your pieces.
Okay.
So for example, we have the 1 row for white, and then if black was to do something like that, they would score 1 row as well. Now the cool part is that the board does count for your color, so if that happened to be black, then black would also score that way. So
okay.
There are chances where you can hit 2 points at a whack. So there's all sorts of neat ways that you can sort of spin into multiplying the points that you can collect.
All right.
So there are a couple of scoring rules. One is that you cannot score on a place that was already yours.
Okay.
So white on white or black on black doesn't score anything. However, if you were to build on top of mine for whatever reason, I could build on top and then reclaim that and then score a second point on that same row.
Okay. So one scoring one row is 1 point. Basically,
yes.
Basically, but then
correct.
You could earn more.
Correct. So then you go ahead and you play your pieces and score your rows and stuff like that. Now there are a couple of building rules, and they are that you cannot build off of the board.
Okay.
You cannot have sideways pieces.
So the pieces need to fit within the shape of the square, like the width.
Correct. Now that said, some people do think that should be a thing, but it's not. So, but yeah, then the third building rule is that there cannot be any spaces or gaps underneath.
Ah, okay.
So it's flush. Everything needs to fit.
So if you're starting the game, you cannot use this piece at all because of that, because it's
correct. There are 3 pieces that you would not be able to use as your first playing piece. So it's about 70% of the pieces. Each person has 10 pieces. Mine are the same as yours. That said, with the reclaiming of rows and the getting of rows and the coverage at the end, which I'll explain in a minute, though they are the same pieces, it is certainly not the same gameplay dynamics. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of control coming from the second player, a little bit of aggressiveness coming from the first player.
Okay.
So just depending on your play style, playing first or second might be a strong point for you.
Right.
So, but like I said, once you do all of your playing of pieces and stuff like that, imagine this was the completed board, all the pieces were played already. You would count the number of squares you would have and you would add it to your total. So here white would have 7 squares, which would land it at 9, and black would then have 9 squares, which would land it at 10. So you can have a little bit of a come from behind victory if you're paying attention to coverage at the end.
Ah, okay, I see.
So
now, do you go? So you go in rounds? Like how does the game end?
When you run out of pieces.
When you run out of pieces,
or there's no more legal moves.
Okay.
For example, there might be a situation where you cannot play a piece, in which case your turn would then be skipped until you could play a piece.
Okay.
So if your opponent is really good at messing you up,
I could see that being problematic for someone where they're just kind of waiting.
That said, the end game scoring where you have more pieces on the top at the end balances itself out with the person who's not able to play pieces.
Okay.
So they will probably get to a point where they could play pieces, and then they'll be able to rejoin
I see. So if we were playing right now, and let's say we fill up the board, like all these pieces won't fill up the board, or will they? Will all these pieces fill up the entire board?
Oftentimes they do, yes.
Oh, they do. Okay. Yeah. And then at that point we would stop, and that's end game, or is that just end of one round?
You could take it rounds if you wanted to.
You can do rounds. So you can do like tournament gameplay where you're doing rounds of the game or something like that. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Because it sounds like it doesn't take that long to play.
It doesn't take that long to play. It takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes if you're really sitting there thinking about, each move and trying to be strategic as to, I should play this over here instead of over here, or different things like that.
Okay, and then you're just going to see who has the most points at the end. There's not a point goal you're trying to get to.
Correct.
Okay, sounds great. All right, so that's awesome. I mean, it seems like a pretty simple game to learn to play, and definitely I hate to use the cliche, but definitely hard to master. I would say, but I guess it depends on the the player skill levels. I imagine somebody that's really good at this game playing against someone who's kind of new has a significant advantage. Is that fair to say?
It's funny. We did test this as young as 4 years old, and there have been situations where you end up with this like really smart kid who's like got that mind for, twisting the pieces around and seeing where things.
Well,
fit,
and that's. I mean, I gotta say this. I mean, this is definitely the most unique game I've seen today, and I'm not just saying that for the camera. It's just very cool that you gotta. I mean, you're not just thinking straight. I mean, you gotta think in 3 dimensions because of the way the pieces can fit together. So I definitely want to play. Hopefully later on tonight I'll play, but I think I'm gonna do horrible at it because I'm just like my mind won't fit it. But I think I'm just gonna have fun just trying to figure it out and everything. And so it's a 10 to 15 minute game. Now it's a strictly 2-player game. Right. And ages 6 and up, it says here. Really, so that's. Yeah. I mean, you said you tested with 4-year-olds, so that's really. I mean, this is really great for families, though. It just sounds really, really cool. And then you have some more information you wanted to share about it.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that we do with this is that we wanted to make this sort of fresh all the time. Now, one of the things you'll notice is that it is nice enough looking to stay on your coffee table.
Yeah.
So one of the things we wanted to do is, what else do you do when you sit by your coffee table? Is you probably use your iPad, do Facebook, Twitter, or whatever you're doing on your iPad. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what? Let's make that accessible to people by making puzzles. Now, this was our first month. This was January. So you see puzzle number 1. It's the easiest puzzle that we have. They do progressively get more and more difficult as we go. So, like this one, looks very clean on the outside, but when you see the way it's sort of twisted together, the colors are twisted together on the inside to make the outside look like that.
Now, what's the puzzle? Is to just make it make that?
Yeah, it'll say on our website, www.yodiogames.com. We'll have the new news article that says, okay, we're doing a puzzle this week, kind of thing, and it'll have a basic gist of rules, because some of them are more than just puzzles. Some of them are completely different games.
Oh, okay.
So some of these
there's something like, and they come out every monthly?
They come out the first of every month.
Wow, so there's a whole new challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe it may be like a puzzle, or maybe sort of like a solo variant? Are they generally solo?
Some of them, like this one in particular, this one was called Lookout Blackout, was our May puzzle, because we wanted April showers bring May flowers, but if you have wiring like my house, doesn't bring flowers, April showers bring blackouts.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, let's make a puzzle like that. So we were like, okay, well, let's see if everyone can turn the lights back on, kind of thing, making the board white again. And it's a solo play, it's a solitaire thing. You try to figure out how many lights you can turn back on. And we've actually got some emails back on this one saying that one was really difficult, kind of. So people are paying attention, and it's been really great feedback.
Yeah, I mean, it is just really awesome looking. I mean, it's phenomenal, and so I'm sure everybody at home is dying to find out where can they get this game. How can they get this?
One place that we do push this the most would be our website, www.yodiogames.com. Order right from the site there. We have a nice shopping cart set up. You can get it on Amazon. that would send us an order and we'll send it out to you. So that does go directly to us. Another place that you can get it would be the Keep, which is in Westchester. That's my local store, and that's the one that I hold nearest and dearest to my heart, is the Keep in Westchester.
But the primary way is your website and through Amazon.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Well, Ian, thank you very much for showing me this game. I am just blown away. I love it. We're definitely gonna get together later on and play it.
You can beat me.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having
me. And guys, I'll see you on the next video.
Thank you for checking out a United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find Broken Prism Reviews, a YouTube channel bringing you game reviews in 3 parts: unboxing, express gameplay, and a quick rundown of what makes the game stand out. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.